Morning. There's every,
Hello.
there's all the other people. Ananobi, what did the fairies say to you today?
Where'd it go? Where is it? It's right there. You silly. It's right
Oh shit, said the
here.
fairies.
He takes his treats and stuff so daintily. Like he's just barely holding it in his teeth. It's very cute.
Good morning. It
Good
is Sunday,
morning.
the last Sunday. Is that true?
It is the
The last Sunday in
last
August? I
Sunday
looked and I
of
was like,
our
August 24th makes
acquaintance.
no
I
sense.
know, I
Makes no
know.
sense whatsoever.
School's starting on Wednesday. It's
This,
completely
yeah,
ridiculous. Yeah,
absurdity.
yeah,
So welcome to our
yeah.
Sunday morning coffee talk. Um, I had a. Do you have anything popping? I have something.
No, go.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pop off.
So
I'll pop off of your popping.
I don't even know. This is just like a starting in. So
Yeah.
um, excuse me. So I have a new client. I think we've just seen it's like four or five
Mm.
sessions, and I think they would say that their fucking mind is being blown. They're
Mm.
really into it. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
holy shit! Like
Mm. Yeah.
as the dreams, can allow us, and it's like boom stuff around his relationship, like going right into his relationship with his sisters and his mom and his dad
Mm.
and his wife and
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
kid and
Yeah.
his how he projects all this shame onto stuff all the time and is overwhelmed by work and sets up all these
Mm. Mm-hmm.
relational ways to sort of be, perpetuate his dark mother thing with his
Mm.
wife and then the daughter, and it's
Mm.
like
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you got in because the daughter's at an age where it's like there's still
There.
healing to do, but the daughter's really aligning with the mom. I might be
Yeah.
saying too much,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so, but what the reason I wanted to call this version, oh shit, he has a knife or a gun, or maybe it's not,
Mm-hmm.
is that as we know, especially in the early parts of the work, although it can continue,
Mm-hmm.
is that the animus will come. I don't know if the anima ever does this, but the animus will come as in a very profoundly aggressive,
Mm-hmm.
threatening
Mm-hmm.
way that is terrifying
Mm-hmm.
to us. So my client had a dream where he got stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
He got stabbed, but this man came and stabbed him, and
Mm-hmm.
there was blood everywhere.
Mm.
And then what was so interesting about it is that he, he calls on his birth father to come clean up all the blood, and I was like, "Ooh, baby!" Like, there's something like I don't know. It just opened up a whole
Mm-hmm.
thing, but
Mm-hmm.
my client was really open to this idea of just what's happening is they're getting to the wound
Mm-hmm.
really fast,
Right.
right?
Right.
And so it's
Yeah.
like the blood for those who are don't know or who are interested is almost always about feeling and pain and
Mm-hmm.
trauma and
Mm-hmm.
opening all that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like there was way too much blood.
Mm-hmm.
He's like there was way too much blood for this stab wound. Like it's just there was so much blood,
Mm.
you know
Wow. What do you
yeah.
know?
But so what he did, so he turned the knife, he killed, right, which is, so I don't think he was, that's right, so he was being attacked
Mm.
by this man,
Yeah.
whatever that felt
Right.
like in the dream, and he
Mm.
was able to get this knife and stab the
The
man.
man. Mm-hmm.
And so that's the protection. So then,
Yep.
there's all this blood, but it's the animus's pain at this point because
Yes.
he's not able to feel.
The client.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah.
yet
Right.
now,
Yeah.
but it just reminded me of that because I have had a lot of dreams. I've never been stabbed in a dream, but I've had a lot of dreams of being chased
Mm-hmm.
by men with guns, which
Mm-hmm.
hasn't happened in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
but it was there a lot when I first started the
Mm-hmm.
work, and it was so hard for me to like make that leap into like let yourself get shot or
Right.
it's like,
Yeah.
are you fucking kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah.
Like why
Mm-hmm.
would I let myself get shot and
Mm-hmm.
killed?
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't know if I ever actually got shot because I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if I ever
Mm-hmm.
was able to open in that way, and so the dreams came in other ways to support me to go down deep.
Mm-hmm.
But I just was like, I felt so much love in the moment of the session of just being able to feel the depth of the knife
Mm-hmm.
and the
Mm-hmm.
knife,
All
the
that
animus
blood,
wanting to
yeah.
open this, but instead he uses them, and he's like the least aggressive person I've ever met.
Mm-hmm.
He like stabs
Mm-hmm.
back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Least aggressive
Sure.
in terms of
Outwardly.
outwardly, right?
Yeah.
I think the aggression is probably turned inward
Yeah.
in the form of shame and all that. So
Mm-hmm.
I just have been feeling that with
Mm-hmm.
like my version of delight, which may sound really bizarre, but
Not to
that's
me.
not to you,
But yeah.
not to
Yeah.
Ananobi,
Yeah.
but this delight of just sort of the power of this, and for myself being able to hold the container, the intensity
Mm-hmm.
of that, and just staying, not scared of it at all,
Mm-hmm.
and just like,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and part of it for me is that I've hit this really deep place of feeling really scared and just feeling the direct line to how cared I am when I'm that
Mm-hmm.
level of scared, to
Mm-hmm.
the point where like I don't feel as cared for unless I feel my fear.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had a dream where Ananobi's, and I think I mentioned this last week, Ananobi's in traffic, and I'm terrified that he's going to get run over. And it's one of those situations there's like nothing I can do.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it's just to feel the fear.
Right.
And as soon as I do, I feel the archetype, like I feel the father.
Yeah.
I feel myself as a
Mm-hmm.
younger
Mm-hmm.
part of myself with the father there, just scared, but really like terrified, really.
Mm-hmm.
The heartbreak that would be, and the
Mm-hmm.
pain that it would be to see your
Mm-hmm.
dog get hit and killed by a car. Especially
Mm-hmm.
he's brand new. He's a puppy. We've had him for like
Mm-hmm.
3 months. He's like
Mm-hmm.
just like
His,
he's just fascinated by the world and
yeah.
everything, and so here he doesn't know better. Like he runs into the road because of like a level of innocence,
Right, and yeah,
right?
yeah.
And so I can also, I guess, as I'm saying that, feeling myself as him, there's also a way that that's being in the trauma
Mm.
of being scared. I don't feel the connection to the animus when I do that,
Mm-hmm.
but I do when
Mm.
I'm witnessing
Right.
Ananobi
Yes.
there.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because otherwise the fear is just like I'm alone and I'm about to
Mm-hmm.
get hit by a car. There's no,
Mm-hmm.
that feels like what the trauma is, and
Mm-hmm.
that
Mm-hmm.
was like my experience as a child. Was like I was in scary traffic
Mm-hmm.
all the time, like with my
Mm-hmm.
father and
Yeah.
my mom, and growing up in New York City in the '70s, and it was just like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. You're reminding me like of.
By the way, it's 60 days until the
Oh.
film next year.
Okay. Very good. Okay.
Just
Cool.
to ground,
Just to orient everyone.
just to orient
correctly.
everybody.
Yeah.
It may be the end of August, but that means only 60 days.
You're reminding me of several things. One is just I've had dreams of arrows, being hit by arrows and a lot of bullets like inside and a lot of and several stabbings.
Mm-hmm.
So and what I remember as you were speaking, I was like remembering how intensely like all of those things felt.
Mm-hmm.
And in session I was just like I was just like just feeling it in my body, like so like the visceral it's like my mind couldn't function
Mm-hmm.
when I go back to those places because it was so like physically intense, the physicality of it, which for me has been a gift of the dreams in general, and something that I feel so clearly that they that helps us really embody, like dreams really can help us embody, and they are sort of naturally somatic, a somatic practice.
They're inherently somatic.
Yeah, and
I just remembered a dream of getting shot, and I'm like, oh yeah, I don't feel the pain, but I feel the bullet.
Yeah. Yeah, and then often my experience now is that I am having dreams that I don't have like I literally feel like I don't have the words to describe the feeling,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of have to, I don't know, I do my best, but I'm feeling it. Like I'm really feeling it, and I
Mm-hmm.
and I can tell when it's familiar and what it's kind of where if there are traces, what it might trace back to. And
Mm-hmm.
um I mean, I had a dream, in one of my dreams that I'm working with, there was like a developmentally disabled kid in the beginning of the dream. I really wanted to go to this writing group that I'm in, that means a tremendous amount to me, that is like where it's a devotional practice for me, and I really have shown myself and shared myself in ways that I haven't in the world, like in a new way. And it's a place of great support, and I love it so much, just as a creative act and everything. And I wanted to go in the dream, but then um I got distracted,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went to go to the car to get the ride, and it wasn't there. And I fell to my knees in the dream, and I was just like wailing, like this guttural wailing. And like, I mean, it was really like, I got back to it in session with the support of, it's why I love to have a person I work. It's why I will forever have someone I'm working with, in
Mm-hmm.
this process for me, is because I need someone, just like the people that we work with need someone
Mm-hmm.
to hold the space so I can really like let go. And I got to that wailing for like 3 seconds. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
like it all opened, my throat opened up and my body opened up, and I had like one heave.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as like a question was asked, I couldn't get back to it or whatever. But anyway, then in the dream, I'm wailing, and this man comes over with this developmentally disabled boy,
Mm-hmm.
and the boy starts wailing like with me, like making the same sounds as I'm making. And I didn't even get it. I didn't think,
Mm-hmm.
but in session I was like, it was so confirming of my pain, and really, it's for me, it's about, I'm just in this place where if I'm doing something, it's like really important for me to follow those, to follow where my heart is leading, and
Mm-hmm.
when I don't do that, like when I get distracted, like in the dream, it really is like, not, I'm saying, speaking this for myself, just very personally, you guys, like it's very not good. It's like really, if I continue to be distracted, then I had the dream where, with the woman who was distracting me, that was really helpful. So now
Mm-hmm.
I can catch it in my outer life and be like,
See what it feels
oh,
like.
that's that.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I can ignore that because that is that dark mother,
Mm-hmm.
and instead just keep going, keep going toward doing the thing, like going to the writing group, like following this place. Another quality about the writing group is I keep it very protected.
Mm-hmm.
Like I started and I didn't know any of the people. It was very important for me to
Mm-hmm.
to begin something where no one knew me.
Mm-hmm.
No one had any idea of me, where it was
Right.
like a
No,
total
there's no,
fresh,
yeah.
no possibility of like any whatever preconceived anything. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like, here we are. I listen. I share. We write. I share my writing, and that's how they've gotten to know me, is
Right.
through that. And so it's very special. So I feel like I mention it because there's something that's interesting about, for me, because of my trauma, another theme. And I had another dream last night where I was hiding,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, because it's so scary, it seems my dreams show this, and in my experience, I don't have good experiences of really showing myself
Right.
and being supported.
Well, right. I mean,
So,
you could talk a lot. I mean, just what I know about that is yourself got like
oh,
your mom would become the thing that you want
Right.
to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah, so
also,
of course it's like every little tender part of you is like stolen.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
boom.
Right. And so every time I would show something, no
Mm.
matter how it could seem, and it happened also in school. I mean, anyway,
Mm.
feeling all these threads, but it happened also in school with other kids,
Mm-hmm.
in school, and um,
Where you'd be into
where
something
I'd
and
be into
then
something,
they
and
were
then all of
like,
a sudden, like, I
mm.
mean, it was like two major things. And of course, I remember them because it was my trauma and that's my
Mm.
wound. So maybe it wasn't a lot. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it just happened, these two things, but it's like the popular boy and and then in both cases, like, there was more than this. But anyway, where I'm putting together so many things where uh, the other people got credit.
Mm-hmm.
The other people were praised,
Mm-hmm.
but it was like
What the fuck?
my thing.
Mm.
And I that was even so there you go. Like I was
Mm-hmm.
just like, well, so really why bother? I
Mm-hmm.
know it's not about being praised, but when you're a kid, like when you're a teenager, like you're 13 and I'm,
Oh, but it's so about being.
you
I mean,
know,
it's so about being seen.
yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
about being seen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Especially in that tender place
Yeah,
where the
so
ego is forming.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
means everything. Our what we're doing in the world means everything because
Mhm.
it's like how we're seen,
Mhm. Yeah.
and we're so desperate to be seen at that point
Yeah.
because our
Yeah.
parents have gotten distracted into other
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's something for me, a theme about also, like, I think, coming out of hiding that's certainly, because I feel like this place that I've shared in this podcast over the weeks of just feeling like I'm being, I've used the words like being torn apart,
Mm-hmm.
and that continues, but my experience of it is different because these dreams are coming in where it's like, it feels so, um I mean, to say it feels bad, it doesn't even begin to express the feeling of it, to continue the patterns that I've been doing. It
Mm-hmm.
feels like that wailing, that's it. Like that's what it feels like.
Okay. Yeah.
So I it's so painful that I feel like I can't do it. It's like feels like my soul crying out because
Mm-hmm.
what so I'm making changes in my waking life that I just would not and could not ever do because it was too scary and too, but now it's like the pain of continuing to perpetuate these things and doing is so much that
Mm-hmm.
it's inspiring me to,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I just can't do that to myself
Because of not
anymore.
even like I'm going to change how I do it, but it's how it
Yeah,
feels when
yeah,
you're doing
right,
it.
right,
Right.
right.
Which is such a profound part of this work
Yeah.
because it's like it shifts our capacity to change so much because it feels so fucking awful
Well,
when
right.
we're doing a thing where, in most typical forms of therapy, it's like you're dependent upon will in some way to change a bad behavior.
Yes, right.
You
Yes,
know,
yes, yes,
yeah,
yes. Well, that was not working. Yeah, but
yeah.
how I feel the dreams is like really what they do is it's like a tectonic, like shifting,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes some time.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
like we're talking about the dreams of the getting shot and the blood and the seeing things be killed, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like we're we start being on the outside looking, and it's
Mm-hmm.
like a process and what it's doing is like they shift, it's like shifting something so fundamental, like, and foundational, that's
Mm-hmm.
been there for us. It's not the true foundation. The
Mm-hmm.
true foundation is like, we're beloved children of infinite love, and like
Mm-hmm.
we are forever seen and loved by this something that is much greater, and you know perhaps lacks form, or has is in everything, is in
Mm-hmm.
all forms, so there's like that this true fundamental reality that surpasses space and time and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like really at the center of all of us and beyond us, you know, and
Mm-hmm.
includes and goes surpasses us. So there's that, but this is like we're having to, it's like tearing out, it's just like tearing out and tearing out. If you guys know knotweed or like Virginia creeper, but all those things that have those, you know, the wire, like the another thing is like the, you know, our circuit board is being like torn out. It's like that, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
that's the depths of it or whatever. So
Right,
that
and so
when that,
there then some often, just to tie it back, like the knife and the gun and like
yes,
the intensity.
yes,
Yeah. Like I had a dream. I had a client who a few years ago had a dream where basically like his mother was like shot and killed by like an army.
mm-hmm.
And now we're starting to, it took a while, but
Mm-hmm.
we're starting to understand why the archetypes had to be so forceful
Right,
to
with an army, not
to
just.
obliterate
Mm-hmm.
that power that of the dark mother, that which is not his mom, but is
Mm-hmm.
that dark mother energy
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that
Yeah.
that was all over the place, and
Mm-hmm.
we're just starting to see how in
Mm-hmm.
ways where
Mm-hmm.
he's like, holy shit, life
Right.
is fucking awesome
Mm-hmm.
now that I'm like,
Now that,
now that that's not as big a factor.
yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah, it's amazing.
yeah, and these things are so deep. You know, it's like sometimes they're amazing things where it's like, oh, like you feel, you know,
Mm-hmm.
whatever, change forever. But often, you know, what it's just like it's the process of like seeing, and then it's like, oh,
Right.
like it doesn't stick. You know, it takes some
Yeah.
time.
Well, that was the beautiful thing about this session was like I, we were able to reference this dream from a couple of years ago because now it sort of became
Yeah,
clear.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
really? Like, this army's killing my mom and you're telling me that's a good thing?
Yeah,
Are you
right.
fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know? Like,
Yeah.
what are you fucking talking about? Well,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just, see if you can feel a little. It's fine if you can't. Like, you
Mhm.
may totally disagree with me.
Mhm.
I honestly don't even know that that's what's happening.
Mhm.
But
Hey,
a
just.
few years later,
Mhm.
this is what it, this is
Mhm.
what it was.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, another thing was like snake that comes to mind is snake bites.
Mm-hmm.
You know, classic with the, you know, I mean, not in, not to, this is not 100%, you know, but most often, you know, a snake bite is the venom. We need that, you know. It's
Right.
like a very alchemical process, and like where that poison is very important in
It's
healing.
killing the bad stuff
Yeah,
and
exactly,
healing.
exactly.
It's giving us
So
new blood.
yeah, and it's like again with that intensity and all the snake. I mean, I went. It's like my business card and my sort of like logo is like from my dreams. I just went through this season of having so many snake dreams and so many flower dreams, and one of the dreams was snakes that were open their mouths and flowers were just coming out, and it was and like it was like I couldn't walk. The ground was just snakes, you know, and those were so, and a lot of that, the beginning of that was getting bit by the snake and being terrified, and then, you know, working with that,
Right.
you know, with the venom and receiving the venom, and saying, you know, kind of like opening up to the the yes of that. So those are, you know, all those things, those visceral things. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I had a
Thinking
client.
of Talking Head song "Nothing But Flowers."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He had a client who like had this instrument was being like put down their throat, you know, and then pulled out. Like I mean, that talk about, it was like this heavy, you know, thing, and like that's, you know, that was part of the healing,
Right.
you know, was, and the intensity of like what was left, you know, after that, like what was the experience of that, and then what is the quality, you know, and feeling when after the instrument is pulled out, you know.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many, like that dream could be worked for ever, you know, just that dream. It's like so there's so many places there, and yeah, all incredibile. so so great. I was also a fun thing that I um, was this morning. I had a really like I've been having doozies of dreams, and I was writing. It's often not until because I really work. I've said this before, but it's part of my process. I found what works for me is to not think about my dreams at all. I just like it's just like
when
writing.
you have them, write them down.
Yeah, just like when I have them, write them down. I don't do any work on them, until I get into session. Sometimes they start to. Sometimes there's an opening. It like just is like my guts. The dream has like, and my guts are just spilling out, and I can't. I'm like, oh, it's just happening, and I'm like, oh, that's like in my dream last night or whatever, but I do tend to, I find that it's just what's most helpful for me because otherwise my ego really wants to get involved and starts thinking about things and then it just is no fun. And it really clouds the
archetypes put their guns away.
Yeah.
The fairies are like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You can sheath your knives and
let's
holster
just,
your guns.
everybody, let's make a cup of tea and we'll sit. So, but when I'm writing down, and this happened this morning, is I was writing my dream down, and it was as I was writing, I couldn't help, but because I'm wanting to, again, like express it in the best way possible so that the person who works with me can enter in as best as possible. And
right, because the dreams are so specific.
Yeah.
Hitting each of the specific things.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Right. And so I'm doing that, and as I'm typing, it's like I'm realizing, and I'm just crying, I'm like kind of like, oh, and just like crying and crying and crying, like that it's sort of like the scope and where the dream began and then where it ended, and then just the, just in particular, a quality of feeling at the end, when I was dancing with this man, and just was such a different feeling from the beginning of the dream, and I just, it made me laugh because I was like, okay, I don't know about that. Like I had a story in the beginning, and then at the end I was like, I don't know about that first group of people who I thought were so dangerous.
Them with all their scariness.
So yeah, I mean, just, and again, like, it's just fun. It's just like, I'm just like,
Yeah. It can start to be really exciting and fun, even though it's about such deep trauma. Yeah. Really. Wow.
Yeah.
I wish I could fully express. Like I'm working with some clients now where we've hit this point, a bunch of them, where it's just like the doors are being blown off, and like their lives, their horizontal experience of life is so different. Like in terms of their relationships, in terms of getting jobs, in terms of opportunities opening up, and it's like you can just kind of feel like session by session, the energy is just sort of like opening, and it's just the profundity of it is like I'm basking in that right now because it's really intense to sit, and to my own experience of sitting with myself, where it just feels immovable. Like it's easy to sort of talk from this perspective of like, oh, this trauma stuff heals, but it's like it doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't on its own, and it doesn't with most of the tools that we have or we're told will work. I mean, there are a lot of tools that do work, but it's like to be with someone when they are like, and again, I don't want to be in this place of like dreams are the end all be all, but it's like starting with clients where they're kind of interested in the dreams, but they're also so resistant and they don't want to feel the stuff, understandably, and they're so stuck. And I'm just like, oh, I just promise you that if we actually go deeper into the dream, it's gonna fucking change. And it's just like, being with people who are like cagey, not as a judgment, but protective.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, holy cow.
Yeah.
It's a lot to, I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot to, because of, I think, how many times have you been on the street and or someone, for me, someone finds out what I do, but and they say like, "Oh, bleedly, you know, I had this dream, bleedly,"
Right.
and it's so tremendously vulnerable, and in, I mean, I feel like every time, you know, and it's just like very, you know, I'm always grateful that they trust me without even knowing what they're trusting me, you know, in just sharing that.
Right.
And it's also just like, whoa, that's a lot. That's a lot. Yeah, there's always more there, and you know, more than we know. Forever and ever.
Forever and ever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you're curious about your dreams, send them our way.
Yeah, here we are.
Or be with them.
Yeah.
You don't even have to send them to us.
Yeah.
Like,
Or just, or if you just want to know more about this and talk to one of us one-on-one, and yeah.
Yeah, if you've had a dream with a knife or a gun or snakes.
Yeah.
Or flowers or dogs or your mom's.
Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine just sent me a dream this morning, and I was like, oh my God, there's so much here.
Me too.
So much healing, like wondrous opening in ways that are so, the dream's like, I'm like, oh wow. I love how the dream is using this other person to have her be able to feel this thing in relation to this different person. It's just, yeah.
So cool.
Yeah. So much.
So fun. So fun.
All right, y'all. See you in September.
Ugh. Okay.
And we're thinking about having a retreat in Italy, just to throw that out there.
Just, you know.
You know, if you're curious. We'll see you soon.
Bye.